What's up, YouTube? So we got BMF Season 3, Episode 5, man. And so far, let's keep it real, this has been the best episode. You know, there's a lot of crazy things happening in this episode, man. So let's get to it, man. And we all got to blame Stacks, bro. So at the start of the episode, Stacks, after apologizing to Meech and saying he wants back in BMF, sees Meech in the club, man. Everything is good now because he's apologized. So they see Remy. And you know, every time it's up for Remy because of what Remy did to Time Mars, man. So Stacks points Remy out. Meech, his crew, and Stacks go beat the shit out of him. So then outside after this, Meech and his crew, they're chilling. And then somebody starts dumping at them, you know. They start getting shot at. Then Diesel from Meech's crew dies. So Stacks was egging it on like, yo, this was Remy. He was telling this to Meech and everybody. This was Remy. Remy did this hit. And obviously, it kind of does make sense given that they just had jumped Remy and his crew. But this was all part of Stacks' plan. So Stacks keeps saying it. And Meech is like, okay, we got to go make a move. I can't let this one go unanswered, man. We got to go make a move on Remy and his crew. So Meech creates a whole plan to go kill Remy and his crew on their own home turf. BMF is shaky at first, but then they all end up agreeing. But later on in the episode, Meech finds out that Stacks is a snake and he's trying to set him up. He's basically trying to play him. He finds out that Stacks is just trying to get him and Remy's crew ambushed by the AK's Glock's crew, that this was Stacks' plan this whole time. So Meech then comes up with a plan like, okay, he's going to have to go talk to Remy. So Meech and his crew pull up to Remy's home turf. And as soon as he does pull up, one of the girls from over there clearly involved in Stacks' plan calls Stacks and let him know that Meech was here. And you can tell this is probably the time Stacks gave them the go-ahead to pull up. So Meech is now here trying to talk to Remy and explain to Remy that, yo, we're enemies for life, but right now we need each other, basically. Like, we have a bigger fish to fry. We have a bigger problem. You know, the AKs are pulling up to ambush us, man. And we don't have enough right now as one, so we need to really team up to come ambush these dudes. Remy's like, I'm not with it. Remy's like, I can protect my own turf. And Meech is trying to tell him, bro, this is a different type of smoke. The MKs have military firepower. Like, you can't just do this yourself with your own crew. But Remy wasn't trying to hear none of this, man. Him and his crew, they end up pulling their guns out at Meech and his crew, and Meech pull their guns out back, and then the guns get drawn. So while this confrontation is going on, this when the AKs then pull up, man, and they start dumping the whole hood. They start shooting at Meech's crew, Remy's crew, civilians, everybody getting shot. We see Stacks snake ass pull up with the MKs, and he's dumping too. And this thing got very bloody fast. So one of the youngins from Remy's block, during the whole shootout, he comes to Remy and he's like, yo, I'm ready. Let's go get these dudes. Let's go kill these dudes. Remy's telling him to move, that he's telling him to leave. And he has a gun in his hand. He's like, yo, I'm ready to go. And he ends up getting shot by Glock right in front of Remy, man. And this was sad as hell. He died right there. And this is one of the kids. His name was Mel, that Remy was mentoring and talking to on the block. Remember the first few episodes, man. And Remy swore he was going to protect the kids. And you could tell right there and then that this broke him, man. Remy was crying and everything. That his pops pulled up. And this was sad as hell, man. He saw his kid on the floor with Remy. And he's blaming Remy like, yo, this is your fault. You were the one supposed to protect us and all. And you see him crying with his son dead in his arms, man. This was sad as hell. But Remy's definitely looking for revenge, man. I can wait until these next episodes, man. It's getting interesting, man. Glock got something coming for him. But in this shootout too, Meech loses one of his homies again, man. And this is Pip, bro. And this scene was sad as hell, man. Pip tried to run and he got shot like 4 times in his chest area, you know. And he took his last breath in Meech's arms, man. And Meech couldn't believe it, bro. This one genuinely fucked Meech up because you could tell Meech was trying to keep Pip out of the streets, man. And he really wanted him to focus on the music thing. Meech did not even want this ending for him. Meech saw Pip as being talented musically. Like, that was Meech's whole thing with Pip. Like, yo, take this shit serious, bro. You're really good at it, man. But his last words to Rip were, you did good, Rip. Everybody's going to remember you through your music, man. It's going to be interesting to see what Meech has up his sleeve for the next episode. Also, during the shootout, it looked like things were getting too overwhelming for BMF. There was too much of the AKs. There was way too much of them, bro. And BMF didn't have that much numbers. But at the end, the Detroit crew ended up saving Meech and Terry. They pulled up and started flicking at Glock and his crew just to get them off them. And they got Meech and Terry out of there. Stacks had it coming anyways, man. I mean, bro really did all of this for no reason, just to go out like this. At the end, Glock tells Stacks, like, yo, you did something, but you didn't do enough. I think he was implying that Meech and Terry's still alive, so you ain't really do what was mostly needed, you know? The Stacks is screaming like F you, and damn, this nigga Glock shot the shit out of Stacks. Like, Stacks is literally like dancing while he's getting shot. Like, he's literally doing moves while getting shot. Like, yo, this was wild. But you could tell from the start that Glock ain't really respect Stacks, and he looked at Stacks as a goofy, bro. Let's be real. And there's no more use for Stacks, so Glock just got him up out of here, man. I ain't gonna lie, Stacks was definitely a funny character. I ain't gonna lie, Terry was on one this episode, man. She was trying to get Brian out of here because of that Twan situation. Like, even at the start of the episode when Brian got taken out of jail, the whole car, she set that whole shit up and they messed it up. You know, Brian ended up getting out. You know, they tried to stab that dude, though. Like, she wanted this nigga gone. Then to the end of the episode where Brian pulled up to Veronica's house looking for help for his son, and Kobe was there already. Terry and her guys lit that whole crib up trying to smoke Brian, but they ended up shooting Detective Kobe. Veronica was really starting to build a bond with this girl, man. So this hit Veronica. She's calling the ambulance. She's trying her hardest to keep Kobe alive. She keeps saying, stay with me, man. This was another sad-ass scene, I ain't gonna lie. But let me know in the comment section, do y'all think Kobe ends up surviving? And at this point, man, Veronica just gotta leave Brian alone, man. This dude brings nothing but trouble. Henry could have just made a huge mistake hitting the detective. We're gonna see how things play out, though. This was the saddest part of the whole episode, man. Like, this shit was crazy, man. Like, Kevin's whole storyline in this episode was just sad as hell. So in this episode, we found out that Kevin was having a very hard time in jail, and this had a lot to do with the Brian and Twan situation. Now, because of how things played out with Twan and Brian, who was Henry's relative, Henry lifted the protection she had on Kevin in jail. She lifted it off of him. And those guys who were supposed to protect him started to beat on him because of something Brian had did. And we saw it in his face that they was violating. And we also found out this episode that Kevin had gotten sexually assaulted in jail. And he explains what happened, that somebody forced themselves upon him, man. And this was genuinely just sad as hell, bro. Brian was telling him to stay strong, but you could tell Kev was just done. So at the end, we see Brian walk in and he sees his own son dead. But we can also see the marks around his chin area, man. You could tell that Kevin ended up committing suicide just because everything was just too much. Looks like he could have hung himself or strangled himself, and he left Brian a note. You'll always be my hero. I'm just not like you. I love you, man. And Brian just started bursting out and crying. This the most emotion Brian has showed all season. This is one of the only times I've really seen Brian cry, man. But this was definitely wild, bro. Brian definitely got to go get active on Henry now, man. Raw Dog Charles gonna keep it going, man. Raw Dog Charles made a whole song for Lucille today, man. Nothing is stopping this, man. This nigga was hitting all type of high notes, low notes, trying to confess his love for her, man. The crazy thing at the end, Lucille, she messed with it, man, and they ended up kissing. So Raw Dog Charles, low-key, getting there step by step. He had one of the sisters from the church to come and help him with the song and all that, man. Charles ain't stopping, bro. But is Charles really in there, though? Let's be real. So now let's go to the end of this episode. So yeah, Charles is finally getting the cheeks again. She did agree to giving Charles the cheeks, but before Charles walked in the room, we saw Lucille with Montclair's card out, but we saw her hands in her pants. So it's kind of like she was playing with herself, thinking about Dr. Montclair. That's what she's thinking about when Charles is over there, man. Bro, Charles might be cooked for real, man. That's what I'm saying, man. Charles is doing everything he can. She's still thinking about this dude, man. Y'all let me know in the comment section. Is Charles Cook? Because yes, she's letting bro get the business, but she's still thinking about a whole nother nigga. That's not crazy, y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, bro. It's your boy. I'm out, man. Leave y'all opinions and theories in the comments.